Hey, good morning and welcome to TCA.
Good morning. Happy December.
Happy December. I'm Christian.
And I'm Andy.
Hey, and we are at Weinig, Holz-Her, USA, coming to you live from Mooresville, North Carolina.
We're live. It's December 1st and it's cold outside, Christian.
It's freezing.
It's
freezing,
It's like
yes.
overnight. It was for Thanksgiving last week. It was nice. It was in the 50s and 60s last week here in North Carolina, and now this morning I woke up and it was just above, not quite freezing.
Yeah, don't let all that sunshine behind us fool you. It is freezing outside, though I am sure since we are in North Carolina, many of you who are watching us this morning probably have much colder weather than we do.
Yeah, and this is the time of year when I tell my wife often that this is why people move to North Carolina. Yeah, it's a little chilly today. It's a little chilly this morning.
It is.
But, tomorrow it could be 60.
Yeah, it totally is. Hey, so everyone, we are live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're watching us live, drop us a comment. Let us know where you're watching us from, who you are, and, how much you like watching us. Yeah, how about that? And if you like my hat, because I decided to sport the hat again today, not because it's cold, but because, as Andy says, I'm a company man. We got the Weinig Holz-Her branded hat and sweater. Sporting both this morning. So we got a couple people watching already.
Yeah, Jason Mavis is saying, how about them Hoosiers? Did they win, I guess, this weekend?
I don't know, but you know who always wins?
They lost. I thought they lost but it was really close. It was a really close game. What was that last weekend?
You know who always wins is Hoosier Woodworking Machinery. Oh. So there you go, Jason. Great to have you with us this morning. That's our great agency up in the Kentucky, Indiana area.
Yeah, we saw a few weeks ago now when we were at Cutter,
yes,
right?
That's right. So our great agent up there.
Yep.
So thanks for joining us, Jason. Anybody else who's watching, drop us a comment and get the conversation started, right? So Andy, we're a week past Thanksgiving.
Took off last week a little bit.
We didn't do TCA last week because
I was home relaxing.
Andy was home. Some of us were still in the office working, but anyway, we didn't get to kind of come live and talk to everybody about Thanksgiving. So I want to take a moment today. Andy, what are you thankful for?
You know what? I'm thankful for a lot of things. I think that the time off last week, I gained an appreciation. You're able to remember those things that you're thankful for, being at home with my family, but also reflecting on, and I know this sounds a little bit, I don't know if it would be how you would say it, cliche or how you would say it, but being in this industry, I think that's been something that I've been thankful for this year for sure, because there are a whole lot of industries that have not weathered this COVID storm like the woodworking industry has. Right.
So, yeah, I agree. It was a good time to just kind of reflect on the year that was, and just kind of pick and choose the areas that I don't want to say went right, but because because it was 2020, so who knows? Who knows what was right and what was wrong, but. But just pick and choose those areas that you look at and you're like, yeah, I'm thankful that happened this year with all the crazy stuff that we went through. Yeah, to look at that and say, yeah, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. One thing, I was looking at, or I was remembering last week, because, I worked some last week in the office here. And so Thanksgiving in the office, you kind of tend to think, okay, well, what am I thankful for at work, And I have to say, the Weinig Holz-Her agent network across this country, I'm very thankful for them. They are outstanding. They stepped it up this year, Andy. They completely stepped it up this year. Just looking back, to the beginning of March, right when everything was about to happen, we had an annual meeting, and we were, and we met with the agents, and we were just getting ready for just a stellar year,
right?
And we had our expectations, and
we were ready for the roaring 20s.
Yeah, that's right. And
boy, did they roar!
We were ready for IWF.
Yeah.
We were ready for all these events that we were going to have, and everyone was pumped up, and we were ready to go. And then everything happened in March, and it just kind of went off a cliff.
And we just like everybody else, we panicked for a minute.
We did.
To decide what was going to happen, and we said, okay, if we do this and this and this and this, maybe we can end the year at this level, and we won't call it a total failure. And back to your point about our agent network and even our employees here in the sales department on the sales team. The technicians that kept going during all that time.
Absolutely.
And this is actually going to, Christian, I don't know if you knew, but we have a real chance to end 2020 at the same level that we were at in 2019, which is pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
In the wake of all that has transpired this year.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of that credit goes to our folks here and our agent network across the U.S. being able to be adaptive. And man, if that wasn't the key word to 2020, I don't know what was. Or pivot, right? Being able to pivot, being able to adapt to a new situation, to new technology. And I have to say, I was looking back and I was just so thankful that we had progressive minds on our team throughout this year. We had folks like Manny down in Miami at Florida Machinery, Wes out in Salt Lake City, or West Jordan, Utah, I should say, at Axis Machinery. Jason, who joins us for TCA in the morning, Kentucky, Scarlet Machinery up in Michigan, just to name a few of the folks who have really been, embracing this change and very involved in our retool tour earlier this year. So
and I mean, you talk about Jason Nafis. He was the one that actually suggested to take the TCA on the road, and we went to Qatar a few weeks ago and had a great visit there.
Had a great visit there. And just a couple weeks, we were able to go to Southern California and had a great visit there.
Great visit. We can't forget to thank again the folks from Quality First Woodworks. Mark Nappy did an excellent tour. Gave us an excellent tour. Gave us some excellent insight. Early that morning, we were up at 6 a.m. in California, so we could be on at 9 a.m. on the East Coast. Go back and watch the time that we spent with Mark, the tour that he gave us of his facility. I've been hearing from other customers even that that they want to be like Mark.
Absolutely.
That the things that he's done, they really enjoyed that tour. Jeff and Dana from Crenshaw Lumber that afternoon also gave us an excellent tour of what solid wood processing looks like in Southern California. And we talked about it leading up to it, that it does look different. There on the East Coast you would never see all of those open air buildings with the amount of saws and the amount of molders and things that they have. They have a roof to keep direct rain off of it, but that's it. It looks different in Southern California where it only rains a couple times a year.
Right. Yeah. Big thank you to Dana and to Jeff over at Crenshaw. Their time was I know that their time was valuable for us and for a lot of folks who process solid wood. Just being able to walk around a yard and just see how material flows in and out. I mean, the amount of board feet that they process is just incredible, and I think it was a great, it was just a great insight into how to kind of optimize a flow when you're dealing with, construction timber. Because a lot of times we're talking about optimizing flow when it comes to dimensionalized stock, right? And this was optimizing flow in a completely different sort of
because a big part of what they were doing, they were supplying the stuff that doesn't go through a normal process. They were supplying the headers that go over doors. They were supplying the things that a lot of the high volume yards don't want to take time to do. But they're still processing 2.8 million board feet a week. I think they said, right?
That's right.
Mean, it was four full train cars and 30 trucks in and out of there every day.
Yeah, so everybody over at Crenshaw, thank you very much. We love what you guys are doing. We love that you're utilizing our saw to get it done. And to Mark and his team over at Quality First, you guys are stellar, epic, the whole 9 yards.
I think the tour really, you could have just said Quality First as we were introducing the manufacturing and how we walked through it. It could have just been the title for the tour. So absolutely, it is a great name for the company because it was certainly a quality outfit.
Yeah, absolutely it was. So anyway, all that to say, we are just so thankful for everyone who's been part of our pivoting this year, everyone who has come along to help us, whether they're on staff here in Mooresville, whether they're on staff remotely, whether they're agents or like what we just mentioned, whether they're our customers. And they have been, you guys, the shops out there, you guys have been great this year.
Yeah,
Absolutely
and we shouldn't forget to mention that we are entering into another season of uncertainty.
Right.
As things get cold, as the number of cases are going up, rules are changing again. We are kind of not, I don't know if reverting or if we're putting new restrictions in place, things like that. But you should know that all along we've been available to do demonstrations via the internet through Zoom.
Yes.
We can do private
via the internet. We use that thing called the internet here.
Yeah. But we can do private demonstrations where it wouldn't be hosted out there. So it's just one-on-one between one of our product managers here, one of our technicians here. You can ask specific questions, or we're still open. We have people here for training this week. We have people coming in for demonstrations this week. Actually, tomorrow we've got, I think, 2 demonstrations. Now, the things that have changed, we did a video back in the summer showing what to expect when you come into the office here. Actually, it might have been late spring. To give you an idea of what to expect when you come in. We are taking temperatures. We are asking you to complete a questionnaire before you enter the building. The one thing that has changed is that we were offering masks if you were uncomfortable. For the most part, we can socially distance here. With some of the new restrictions, we will require that when you come in to wear a mask. So if you're walking through the building, our employees, if they're in common areas, sitting at their desk, they are wearing masks. And if we have customers or visitors that come in from the outside, we will be requiring that you have on a mask. We are wearing masks to this desk, and as soon as this broadcast is done, we'll will have masks on to walk back to our desk.
To go back. That's right. That's right. So a couple more good mornings, real quick, folks who are watching. So first of all, our good friend Chad Sloan, who is our direct agent in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, or parts of South Carolina and Virginia. Hey, good morning, Chad. Good to have you with us. And Mr. Kerner, who is, we were just talking about that valued agent network. He's our agent in the great state of Georgia.
Yeah, and to Christian Kerner, I don't know if it was Christian or if it was his brother, but I did see a Kerner pop up on my caller ID at my desk as I was walking out to come up here, and I apologize for missing your call. I will check to see which one of the Kerner brothers called me, and I'll call you back as soon as we're done.
Yeah, or later on this afternoon. Okay, so all right, so Andy, we are entering into December, and this is normally, I think in a lot of industries, December is kind of a wind down month, but not so much for us in years past. December has usually been a very busy month here at Wine and Culture USA.
Right, and for a lot of different reasons, but for the most part, we do not cater to, but the biggest part of our industry is small business.
Right.
And
sure.
Small businesses, if at the beginning of the year, especially when when the COVID concern first raised its head, we weren't certain what was going to happen. But a lot of our customers have been successful this year.
Yep.
And so we're getting to that time of year where their accountants are saying, hey, you need to spend some money.
Yep,
and that happens every year. I think that maybe in March we didn't know if it was going to happen this December, but it's probably going to happen again. So we are typically, December is a very busy month for us. Usually our record number of shipments happen in December.
Trying to get machines out.
And just trying to get machines out to the shops that hope to take advantage of some of those tax incentives that are in place for small businesses.
Well, now those are still in place.
Yes.
I mean that's still
that's for sure. So years ago,
still a huge advantage.
I used to be more active in politics as a younger man, So I knew a lot of politicians, and one of the things that I was always very much interested in, and always got confirmation from politicians that the Section 179 typically doesn't go away. Now we don't know what the write-off is going to be, what the accelerated depreciation, what your limit is going to be for next year. We don't know what that is going to be moving forward because we have a new president. It doesn't matter which party they're a part of. These are things that they typically, whoever's in office, they have some say in. So it may change, but it's probably not going to go away. Most likely it's not going to go away. Well, definitely it doesn't go away because a small business is a big part of our economy, and politicians like to get reelected. So if if the Section 179 was to go away, that's a big hit to the economy, a big hit to the voter base. So,
Right. And that gives a lot of smaller shops a really good tax advantage specifically for capital equipment.
Yeah, absolutely. They can take the whole write-off, or a percent, depending on how much machinery they purchase. They can take the whole write-off, depending on if they were profitable or not. That's why I was mentioning before. Some of our customers, a lot of our customers, have been successful this year. They've made some money. They've been profitable.
Yep.
And if they've been profitable, now they can offset some of that tax burden by buying machinery.
That's right.
And so that's why December is typically a busy month for us, and we expect it to be this year as well.
Yeah, and this is something where if you're unfamiliar with the details, or unfamiliar at all with this program, that's something that you really should talk to your tax professional about, because it is a great way to, like Andy said, shield some of that tax burden.
Yep.
And
doesn't keep you from paying taxes, but it can certainly shield against a lot of that tax burden.
But it also makes it a bit easier to invest in your company.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we no matter what fear we might get from some of the things that have happened in an election year in the media, I think the overall sentiment from both sides is that they do want to support small business. And so this is one of the things that is put in place to support small business, to help the small businesses to be successful.
Yeah, and I just have to say that I think, it's these times where I believe that small businesses have that they have that decision to make on, okay, are we going to reinvest to take us to the next level, or not? Or are we going to kind of hunker down because we just don't know what next month is going to be like? Just looking back to 08, 09, we saw quite a few small businesses come out of that as medium-sized businesses because they chose to reinvest in their businesses.
Right, but also because of 08, 09, that creates that uncertainty that we're in right now.
Sure, that people just don't know.
People are nervous now. We have tried to help with that by giving some industry news and things like that. And I did look up this morning that if you would remember, September and October, I was giving the housing market index, the builder confidence,
the confidence
levels,
index,
So they say that if we reach 80, that's like incredibly confident. And in September and October, it was the first 2 months ever back to back where we saw an 83 and an 85 amongst builders for their confidence level. Well, in November we broke another record, and that confidence level is now it's at a factor of 90. So we're at the highest we've ever seen on that, and also it's the first time at 3 months in a row we've been over 80. So we're breaking records on that. Builders are incredibly confident. They are incredibly busy right now. Yes, it's true that lumber prices are high.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, it's true that wages are going up. Yeah. Building materials across the board are up as much as 50% now, and that doesn't mean that the house is going to be cost twice as much, but the materials are a little more expensive, the labor is a little more expensive. Some of the national builders are raising their prices, it seems, just because they can, because people are buying. But it will level off. The good news is that for our industry, we primarily cater to that home building industry, or the commercial construction industry.
That's right.
And they've seen some good things recently. For a while, everyone was going and working from home, and so all of those projects to update office space got put on hold.
They got put on hold, then they started, then maybe they got put on hold again. We actually talked a lot about that with Mark Nappy a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Now, but in our industry, because of if you invest properly in technology, you can pivot, right? Mark talked to us about how he's always had a mix of commercial and residential, right now he simply has pivoted and he's going more in the residential area
because that's where the business is,
and he's got the facility to be able to produce a quality product.
Yep, absolutely. So, a couple more good mornings. So, good morning, everybody out in California, including our good friend Bodo Lil in Long Beach, who was host to us when we went out to California to visit Quality First and also Crenshaw. So, good morning to Bodo. Thanks for watching this morning. If you guys are watching us live, drop us a note in the comments. So, Andy, another thing about our industry coming into the end of the year excuse me, is, and I really wonder is, will we continue to see the boom, not just in new construction, but also in remodeling?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of remodeling that has been done this year. I know quite a few, I don't want to say cabinet shops, maybe even sometimes smaller than cabinet shops, guys who just do bathroom remodels, or closet guys, all you closet guys out there. I would imagine this has been a good year.
Yeah.
Because people are investing in their homes this year. I mean, that was a huge trend
so
in 2020.
CNBC had a report this week specifically on that. I was watching Shepard Smith. I didn't even know he was at CNBC, but he had a segment where he was talking about that and how the remodel business did boom this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so talking with some of these remodelers, some of that has scaled back a little bit because of the cost of building supplies
materials
going up. So,
okay.
But what it has done is, instead of them renovating the entire house, maybe they've just done the kitchen and the bathroom.
Sure.
Instead of, they've scaled back. Some people have not, because they realize that while prices are going up right now, it doesn't, 5 years from now, it's going to be even more expensive to do it. And while they're at home right now, this is when they want to do those. They want to take on those projects. So that continues to be busy.
About 5 years ago or so, I saw a study, and I apologize because I cannot remember the source, but I saw a study, and it was saying that one of the main reasons why people actually don't pull the trigger on remodels is because it would be too inconvenient for them.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, if we're all at home, then maybe the inconvenience level has dropped, and now people are more willing to, hey, I can be there. It's more convenient for me, and we'll make it happen in 2020.
It's funny you mentioned that. And the thing that popped into my mind, I don't know if you remember the movie Boiler Room. Do you remember that?
No.
It was about the stock market, Ben Affleck and all these young multi-millionaires, because they were in the stock market, but they were never at home. And so there was one scene where they had all gotten together at one guy's house to watch a game and have some beers or whatever. And they were sitting there, and the new guy comes in and says, "Man, did he just buy this house? It looks like he just moved in. Stuff was still in boxes." Said, "No, he bought it 2 years ago."
He was never
at home.
Just never there.
Things
never
are the opposite now. We're at home
That's
more,
right.
so
We're
we
at
can
home
unpack those boxes and we can take care of those things like the staircase at your house. And
that's true. That'll be a project for the next coming months. I'm going to recruit you for that, Andy. So for our industry, we are optimistic, not just for December to finish out the year, but moving into 2021. We're ready. Weinig Holz-Her, we, like Andy said before, we remain open. If any of you are looking to see a demonstration, a presentation of a machine, whether it's on your material with your programs, or you just want to see something run and jump on a quick Zoom call with us, our showroom is open, ready for you to either in person or virtually visit us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so we're coming kind of. It's getting a little long this morning, so we probably should wrap this. We probably should wrap this up a bit.
Sorry, everyone.
So as we do wrap it up, we do hope. I hope you had a fantastic. We hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We hope that you were able to take a little bit of time to reflect what is most important. Reflect on what is most important as we are in this season of holidays and this season of giving. Not only Thanksgiving, but we have Christmas coming up, and we have other things coming up that where we are in this season of this time of reflection as we look back. Yeah, as we look back at the year, we think about what's going to come in the new year, and so we hope that you will take time to just embrace that, to be a part of that. And we hope that you'll order machines from Weinig.
Or at least think of us.
Great
when
Christmas
you have
presents. We'll put bows on the machines.
With that, there you go, everyone. So if you're ordering a machine in December, Andy will personally put a bow on the crate for you to celebrate the season. All right. So with that said, Thank you all for tuning in. Everybody watching live. If you're not watching live, that's all right. But remember, every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern,
Yeah, we'll be back next.
live.
Maybe not the
Next
week of
week.
Christmas. I'm going to take off again.
Okay, well,
but
that's fine.
But we'll be back the next couple of weeks.
Yep. So next week we'll see you all here 9 a.m. Eastern time for this week and for today. So long. Stay positive. Stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.
Very good.